The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of PLAAY Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for Game 3 of this time frame between the 86-87 Buffalo Sabres and the 76-77 Habs. Currently, the 86-87 Sabres currently lead this time frame, winning 2-0, as Team NHL is looking to get their first win, looking to get their second win of this project, their second time frame win of this project, as Team NHL comes in as they came into this project into today's time frame with a 1-7. So they've won one time frame, lost 7, and one tie, where the 76-77 Canadiens won seven time frames, lost only 1, and tied 1. Overall, the record between these two teams, between the two sides, Montreal, the 76-77 Habs have a 32-15 overall record, which is a 28-10 regular win-loss record in regulation, and a 4-5 in overtime, with Team NHL having a 15-32 record overall, with a 10-28 regulation win-loss record and a 5-4 win-loss record in overtime. So with that being said, your starting netminders are going to be the same as Game 1. Ken Dryden will be in net for the Habs, as Jacques Cloutier, I hope I'm saying that right, Jacques Cloutier will be the starting netminder for the Sabres here in Game 3. With that being said, with 28 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock, we will have just enough to play at least 2 more games in this time frame, depending on how fast we play Game 3 right here, right now. So with that being said, enough chit-chatting. Let's get into it. Will the clock operator please start the clock? And we're going to begin with a quality check between players 1 and 4. That is Andrechuk and Savard. We're looking for skill. Both guys have skill, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Habs. So that's Scott Arniel to do back. Oh, this is going to be fun. So we could either tie or go on the power play. Oh, man, here's what we'll do. We tie. And we'll go on the power play. So Rick Chartraw will go to the box, as Scott Arniel will head off and skate on into Ken Dryden's net, who needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. A 3 with a blank will not do it, because a 3 or 3 or 4 with a dot. Sorry. So 3 saves it. I'm sorry. My fault. So 3 does save it to keep this game right where it's at of where this game right where it's at of a scoreless tie. Home scoring chance of a 33. Home player in 1, that's Paul Sear. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of smart or a triangle. Oh, Paul Sear does not have a triangle, and he does not have smart. So therefore, no action will come up from that segment there, as we move on to the next segment here in this first period. Penalty check between players 2 and 1. That's Foligno and Wilson. Oh, Mike Foligno is going to go to the box, as he has a 2.5 penalty rating, as Maury Wilson will move in on Jacques Couturier. Cloutier with a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop. He does so. And the Sabres hold steady as we head to the second period here in game number 3. We got a quality check between both players in one. That's Andrechuk and Shutt. We're looking for skill. Both guys have skill, and we move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 32. It reads choice home player rolls for rebound goal using shot stars +2. We got contenders here Tucker, Payment, or I don't want to give it to Arneal because Arneal needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot. Whereas John Tucker and Will Payment needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot. So I think we're going to give that one to Will Payment. Will Payment, as he needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to score the goal. 3 is enough, as the Sabres do get on the board 1-0, courtesy of Wilt Payment. As let's see how many assists are handed out on the play. 2. How about it? Tucker and Scott Arneal. So Payment from Tucker and Arneal are your goal scoring stat line for the ice-breaking goal here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 36. Oh, sorry. Visitor player in 3 creates a goal with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. So visitor player in 3, that is Jacques Lamar. He does not have hit, but he does have a triangle out there. So he's going to be moving in on Jacques Cloutier with a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop the goal. Oh, and he can't, and Jacques Lamar will score to tie the game up at 1 apiece. So let's see how many assists. 1 assists. Pick your poison. I do want to keep Savard out there for the square. So we're going to give the assist to Mario Tremblay. So Lamar from Mario Tremblay would make a whole lot of sense there, as the Habs tie things up here at 1 apiece, and we continue on in this 10-minute segment of the second period. Quality check between 3 and 4. That's Creighton and Savard. We're looking for speed. Yes, speed. Neither player has speed, so don't want to speed, crash, and burn here. Neither player has speed, so we move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check, this time between players 2 and 1. Logan and Gainey, we're looking for speed. Excuse me. Both guys have speed, and we move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a quality check between players 3 and 1. That's Rutu and Wilson. We're looking for smart. Both guys have smart, and that's going to end the second period right then and there with the score deadlocked at 1 apiece. Somebody has to win game 3 here. Who's it going to be? We're going to begin with a quality check between players 2 and 4. That's Mike Foligno and Rick Chartraw. We're looking for star. Oh, neither player has star. So we are going to move on to the next segment in this hockey game. Penalty check between anybody on the ice for the Sabres against player number 4, that's Serge Savard. We could tie or go on the power play. That's going to be tough. We tie. And we will tie. So John Tucker will tie Serge Savard with a 0.5 penalty rating. And we move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a quality check between player number 4 and player number 2, Mike Ramsey and Jimmy Roberts. We're looking for hits. Neither player has hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. The game deadlocked at 1 apiece. Quality check between Creighton and anybody on the ice for the Habs with skill, power, and smart. We could tie or because Creighton is not going to win. So between Lafleur and Schutt, one of them is going to do it. So we're going to give it to Schutt. And we will give it to Schutt. So Schutt has star as he moves in on Jacques Cloutier with a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. He does so, and we go to sudden death overtime for the second time in this time frame. And of course, we'll start anew. Both teams are tied at 1, and let's get right into it. Penalty check between players 5 and 3. That's Riki and Riesborough. Both guys have the same penalty rating as we move on to the next segment. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Sabres against Pete Mahovlich for smart. Pick your poison between Payment, Ruutu, one of those two. I think we're going to go with Ruutu right across from him. Both guys have the same penalty rating both guys have the same quality marked on their cards of smart. And we move on here in this one. We got a quality check between players 2 and 4. That's Payment and Rick Chartraw. We're looking for skill. Neither player has skill. And we move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 15. This could be it. Visitor goalie must make a shot save. Ken Dryden needs to make a 1 or 2 with a dot to stop it. Otherwise, it's game over. He can't, and the game is over. Stop the clock. So, with that being said, Sabres fans, you're sitting prime and pretty to win Team NHL's second time frame matchup here in this project. The 86-87 Buffalo Sabres rated a D+. How shocking. Rated a D+ would beat the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens by an A score, rated an A. Unbelievable. This has got to be the Cinderella story of the project right here. And again, let's see who scores the goal before we send things over to the Bitty Beer game summary. 8. Player with the best shot rating. It's a tie between Logan and Tucker. It's Logan. And it will be Tucker. Tucker will score the goal. And 1 assist will be handed out on the play. Phil Housley will be your assist taker on the game-winning goal in the 20th minute of overtime. So with that being said, your final score here in Game 3 of the first overtime period, the 86-87 Buffalo Sabres are sitting prime and pretty to win Team NHL's second time frame matchup of this project winning Game 3 by a score of 2-1. Stay tuned for the Biddy Bear game summary coming up next, as well as Game 4 of this time frame with 17 minutes, 23 seconds left on the clock. We will definitely play out a Game 4, and if we have enough time, we will definitely play out a Game 5. So with that being said, again, your final score here from Buffalo, the Sabres take it 2-1 over the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. Stay tuned for the Game 3 Biddy Bear game summary presented by your favorite Biddy Bear products. If you choose to drink Biddy Beer, please drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Biddy Beer.